look good isn't bad. You know, professional people that are professionally good lookers have been around for quite a while. Like different kind of modeling, or actors, or bodybuilders, whatever it might be. There are many categories where the whole point is like being as marketable, or pretty, or modelly, or buildy as possible. It's perfectly fine and it's massively legitimate. But I would say it gets into the shady territory when you get to the point where you're saying, oh, me spending 8 hours a day into the gym and having this professional diet and it doesn't mean anything because this one sponsored product I have with this weird freaking tea, that's what did the entire thing. That's when it gets a bit scammy. That would be like marketing an evening math course claiming it will get you a PhD. It's like, the evening math course can be okay, but it's not going to get you a 9-year education just like that. And the same thing here. You're not going to look like a bodybuilding model from drinking some skinny tea from some shady link. It's a bit of a shame this kind of marketing works. That's why instead you should check out today's video sponsor, totally legitimate. Today's video sponsor is me. Check out my pins in the link below in the description. They're back in stock. Camera! There we go. Look at them beauties. Oh, yes, indeed. You can find them in the description. Back in stock right now. Thank you so much, Click, for sponsoring this video. You are welcome, Click. They will not make you skinny, but you can wear them on your jacket and be cool.
I am equals doesn't exist in the English vocab. Please stop using it.
Am I a joke to you? When the word itself calls you out, you know you're having a bad day. Your phone is now hacked. Do exactly as I say and I will remove the hack. If you don't, then I destroy your phone. If you try to block or report me, I'll still destroy it. Now send your age and a live face pic to prove you're real. What kind of phone am I on? What OS? You have 30 seconds to send them before I destroy it. You didn't answer my question. I don't need to. It's been more than 30 seconds. Yup, and it's getting destroyed. You didn't really plan ahead for people taking you up on your BS, did you? Yes, I just destroy it. You think I can't? I'm still waiting on that. Look, I'm gonna go get some lunch. You have fun with hacking my phone. Just copying all your content from it first. Alright, sure. You done yet? I mean, it can't take that long. I only have like 4 pictures on my phone and they're all of pigeons. The important content. Next step is to just have pictures of ducks. The mountain with his brothers is the definition of bish, you thought. So here's the tall big boy, and here's the other tall big boy with also tall boys. The mountain with his brothers. These are 2 basketball players in Iceland, not my brothers. I actually don't have a brother, I have 2 sisters. When he tries so hard to make a flashy news story of random pictures he found on Google. You tried. But not very well.
So sad. This baby was given an MMR vaccine and had this reaction soon afterwards. She's struggling right now with breathing too, but you can see, please share for awareness. Hashtag anti-vax, hashtag vaccination, hashtag anti-vaccination. Ooh.
1, MMR is not usually given until 12 months. This is an infant. 2, there's no breathing tube. The correct medical term, I believe, is binky. 3, there's an NG tube there, probably for feeding. 4, those are benign infantile hemangomai. 5, this is how anti-vaxxers spread fear. Yeah, claim something is due to something without context, don't listen to the doctors, and everyone assumes you're telling the truth or in the echo chamber, and it just kind of goes downhill from there, doesn't it?
You're stupid for get anti-SJW, lol. This blog is stupid. I hate you C-words. White people suck. Go suck a pee-pee.
Looks like I trigger more SJWs. Keep sending these asks. They only fuel my logic. Ha ha ha. Never forget the guy who didn't remember to hit anon before sending himself a hate mail. Why is this so apparent? Why are you doing this? I guess this is what I'm gonna do when I run out of content. It's like, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of r/confidently incorrect. And I just go on alt accounts and be like, the earth is flat. Ha. They're like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, my future is golden.
Gotta love people in this town. You haven't talked to them in over 10 years and they still try to tear you down because you're doing better than them. Not sure what they get out of it, but all you do is keep doing what you're making people happy, and time will show the truth. I appreciate everyone who sticks by us.
Hey, remember that time when you called me a fat little F-word bish when I said hi to you at the carnival? Good times, lol.
But yeah, just put a positivity out there. Gonna come back anytime, and this is my positivity, because
Mr. Beast came and ate at Texas last night and stiffed his server Lamau. A random person recognized me and paid for my meal, which was incredibly nice, so I never got a bill and had no way of tipping. It's funny because people think I'm dumb for the size of tips I leave when I'm not filming, and the one time I can't, I get put on blast on Twitter. I think it's an awkward situation where you can't win no matter what you do. Like, some people call you out for like, oh my god, what are you doing? This is so silly, when you pay a lot, and some people will expect you to pay everything and get really really upset when you don't do it. It's this awkward middle ground where you have extreme people with weird opinions on both sides, and someone is always gonna hate it.
Lol, never vaccinated and never got sick. And didn't stop me from becoming a Marine Lamau. Here comes the hate comments.
Quit your BS, buddy. The US military forces you to get every single vaccine. Marine my butt.
It's like that classic copy pasta.
Hey, you punk, I'll find you. I am a veteran in guerrilla warfare.
Ooh, guerrilla warfare. Sounds nasty. I am 15 and I just dropped out of school because my 18-year-old boyfriend told me to. What can I do? Considering your post history includes the post title, I got 2 girls preg on 17, what should I do? I'm going to suggest maybe stop lying for attention. Edit. Here's the link to the post. Why do you spend so much time just trying to get attention on Reddit? I mean, it's nice when notifications go up, but at some point, you gotta stop doing it for only the notifications, man. Says I, who clickbaits the most endearing stuff on my channel. Ooh.
A friend told me that hours after having the AC jab, he was sitting at the dining table when he suddenly projected vomited pints of black blood.
Wow, this is like some Pirates of the Caribbean. Here.
Over the next 4 days, he suffered bleeding from his rectum, had blood in his male splooshies, and came up with bruises all over his body.
Inspirational that he was that freaked up and still felt the need to do the self-naughties.
You're laying on the floor in a pool of your own barf black blood. You're like, better pull one off. This is the time to do it, fam. I am in the mood for some action. I'm just picturing that, and it's so disturbing.
Man, I love my job.
Posting like this on your dying grandma? Yuck.
Ah, for frick's sake, you people are reactionary morons. This isn't the girl's grandmother, it's her aunt. She isn't dying, she just had a simple surgery. This is a series of photos. In the first one, the niece is laying in the bed with her and hugging her. Then there's this photo. Then another one when they're both laughing. Then the final one, the girl is sitting on the bed holding her hand. The original caption says, keeping aunt's name spirits high after surgery, she's feeling better now. The people in the sub are the real trashy ones for faking outrage over some BS photo with a BS backstory that not a single person thought to actually question. The trashiest of all is OP for reposting this BS lie. Yep, that's how hate spreads online. Booyah, baby. I've seen so many stories similar to this in my time on the internet, and it's wild. It can be about anything. I've seen like exes do weird things to the partners, or like, take a screenshot of a fake snap that says something racist and boom, they're expelled from college. Or, stuff like this that goes super viral and potentially doxes and puts people in jeopardy for what? Exactly, it's so weird. Always double check stuff online. It's hard though because we scroll through so much things, but if a story is very scandalous and it's someone you don't know, a reverse search is usually a good idea.
I want to buy Game Boy Advance plus Pokemon Leaf Green. Is it available?
Yes, it's still available.
Can I send a code to you?
Code?
The code is to prove you're real. Can I send the code to you?
Sounds like you're trying to use my phone number to try to get access to my account. The fact I've seen this exact thing on Reddit where somebody was looking for a cat.
Okay, check your phone inbox message and send me the 6-digit code.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna post this for like 5 karma. Woo-hoo-hoo! 5 karma! Me and my GF, we had a similar scam happen to us recently. Obviously, we didn't fall for it, but it's still very sneaky. And they're trying to like push this really hard. So we were gonna get rid of some old furniture. And we put it up on like, a marketplace. And someone texted and said like, hey, I wanna pick up furniture. And we're like, oh, that's cool. And then they went on this like super complicated thing, like, oh, I can't make it because I'm in a different country, but I'm gonna send this, UPS or FedEx or something to pick it up. And it's like, okay, sure, whatever, as long as we get the money, that's fine. And then they sent this fake PDF they had made that kind of looks like an official PDF, but of course it isn't. And they're like, hey, I just sent you this from FedEx website. And according to this PDF, you have to pay FedEx a down payment from you, the person who's supposed to sell the stuff, so they can come, pick up your stuff, and then you receive the money back plus the payment for the stuff. The driver is supposed to give it to you somehow. So after that, we're just like, no, fam. And also the email you're using is like horganglorgan@gmail.com, not literally FedEx, which is their domain. So it's so weird. Like the amount of scams is wild.
Hollywood star Chris O'Dowd only wishes to play Irish characters and tired of seeing Irish actors playing Americans.
Nope, didn't say that. Russian space pen. Okay, what is this about? When NASA first started sending astronauts into space, they realized that the ballpoint pen would not work at zero gravity. $1 million investment in 2 years of tests resulted in a pen that could write in space, upside down on almost any surface, and at temperatures ranging from below freezing to over 300 degrees Celsius. When confronted with the same problem, the Russians used a pencil. In the early years of spaceflight, both Russians and Americans used pencils in space. Unfortunately, pencil lead is made of graphite, a highly conductive material. Snapped graphite leads and particles vehicles in zero gravity is hugely problematic, as they will get sucked into the air ventilation or electronic equipment, easily causing shorts or fires in the pure oxygen environment of a capsule. After the fire in Apollo 1, which killed all the astronauts on board, NASA required a writing instrument that wasn't a fire hazard. Fisher spent over $1 million of his own money creating a pressurized ballpoint pen, which NASA bought for $2.95 each. The Russian space program also switched over from pencils shortly after.
40 years later, Snadmores on the internet will still blabber about it because Snadmores on the internet never know what they're talking about.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around. Flat Earth and anti-vax and yippity-hoo.
All forms of mercury are classified as a genetic terminator. Thermosol is 49.5% mercury.
Nope.
Please, prove me wrong.
Let me explain it this way. Sodium is extremely reactive. It literally explodes when it touches water. Chlorine is highly toxic at anything but very low doses. Table salt, aka sodium chloride, is 50% sodium and 50% chlorine. Does that mean it will explode when it touches water and gives you chlorine poisoning? Obviously not. When sodium and chlorine are together, they change each other's properties, and neither chemical behaves the way it would by itself. The same thing is true with mercury. The ethyl group in ethyl mercury changes the mercury's properties, just like chlorine changes the sodium properties. P.S. No forms of mercury are classified as genetic terminators, because that is not a term that is used to classify chemicals. It is literally a made-up term that no regulatory bodies use. As a final note, you have the burden of proof backwards when you insist that other people need to prove you wrong. You made the claim, therefore you are responsible for providing evidence to support the claim. No one is obliged to discredit the claim or take it serious until you have provided evidence.
This is so Facebook. Just toss out a random statement, an outrageous statement. Oh, table salt will kill people. And then it's like, prove me wrong. Haha, I'm not going to provide whatever BS this came from. No, it's up to you. Which, in this case, isn't surprisingly difficult, but it's so weird.
Oh my god, chairs in Tris? The story. These chairs were laid out for a wedding in 1939 in Poland. The wedding was abandoned, so they were chairs due to the German invasion. They were found again after the war with the trees growing through them. Every year they are repainted. Oh yeah, that would explain why they remain fresh.
Yeah, this is actually an art piece in Belgium. Okay, that explains why the chairs look pretty new still.
Why would you even make up that story? It's so weird.
Careful who you call ugly in middle school.
No one called you ugly. We went to the same school. Just post your pick and go.
The Bible teaches the same. Give the man a fish, he'll starve. Teaching the fish, he'll survive forever. Perhaps you missed that lesson in Sunday school, just saying.
Maybe it was you who missed that day, because that parable is nowhere in the Bible. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Give him a poisonous fish, and you feed him for the rest of his life. That one is from the Bible. I am a married man, and my wife has stopped all interest in the naughties. Instead, he has now become my hookup manager who manages my Facebook and Tinder page and gives me advice on how to get naughties, dates, and get laid. AMA.
This is Rory's mom. I'm sorry, but he is not married man. He's just a 16-year-old boy with a vivid imagination. Also, please stop with the private messages, especially explicit ones.
It is 10:35 p.m. and I had to use all my self-control to not burst out reading this.
I almost busted a lung, and thank you for the entertainment. What the frick? Oh my god.
You really know you have your online trolling game on point when your mom literally comes to your comments to call out your BS.
Hell yeah. Jason, the worst place I've ever been to and the biggest ripoff.
We haven't even opened yet, Jason.
I still don't like it. It's,
Third time in 2 months that my landlord didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill, so I went and did it myself in person. Got this text from her friend immediately after.
Hey girl, paid off the bill. Wi-Fi's back on and cable. I'm drowning in debt, lol, but it's taken care of.
Yeah, I just came back from paying $367 towards it. That's so weird. Did they just notice that, it came back on and they just made up a story about paying it in hopes nobody would call them out? Is that what they're trying to do? What a garbage landlord. Oh my god.
I understand just fine. I recommend you spend some time in a meteorology and climatology classroom.
I do. Ask the professor. Maybe you should take one of my classes sometimes. I'll teach you all about the Dust Bowl, fire, vegetation, drought relationships, and how CSIRO predicted increases bushfire risk in Australia due to anthropogenic warming over a decade ago. I nailed every single one of those words. I don't want to hear anything about it in the comments. Booyah. It might have something to do with the old video clip of Bill Gates saying, if we do a really good job with vaccines, we can lower the population by 10 to 15%. They scrubbed it from a lot of places now that he's leaving COVID vaccine research.
When child mortality rates drop, people have less children. Over time, this leads to a decrease in population growth. Dude isn't plotting genocide. He's pointing out that if people are healthier, they don't need to have a ton of kids just in case. Yeah, that's basically it. The more well-off a country is, the less mortality rates, the better medicine attention, all that kind of stuff. The less incentives there are for having lots and lots of children. So it's a pretty basic correlation. But of course, anti-vaxxers would take it out of context. Dear God. The official SpongeBob age. When you realize you've never seen SpongeBob's backyard. SpongeBob facts. In the classic episode of Naughty Nautical Neighbors, SpongeBob backyard can clearly be seen. You might want to delete this official SpongeBob account. Public SpongeBob, please, what have you done? The intern really messed up today. These photos were released early 2022, but James Gunn said Denny wasn't part of the cast. But now that he confirmed she's part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's safe to say Daniela will play Moondragon in Guardians of the Galaxy. I never said she wasn't part of the cast. I said she wasn't Moondragon. That's still true. So wait, the very specific thing that he said, you got wrong? That's amazing.
Oh, see, I'm officially 1 year sober, yay! Thank you, everyone. Love you all.
I just got this DM from one of my followers, led me to this post. Why are you catfishing as me? And I don't even drink alcohol. To anyone who's reading this is an old pic from one of my Reddit posts here. So yeah, the OP stole my pic and is pretending to be me for whatever reason. I'm quite surprised how my face always gets thousands of upvotes, but I honestly can't tell whether I should be flattered or horrified. I suppose it's the same kind of thing that catfishers on Tinder and stuff do. They often just Google a picture, take something that's already popular because they know that it will work, and hope that the person on the other end won't double check it or recognize it. David, 1 star. Critical. Professionalism. Quality. Disgusting. Filthy place that is never cleaned with a rude, uneducated staff. Give this place a big miss. Response from the owner. Hi, David. I'm curious to how you came about your review, as our venues have been closed for over 9 months for COVID-19. Were you just salty that they were closed when you wanted to go for lunch and you decided to leave this? 1-star reviews are wild, man. I swear to God. And more people are killed with hammers every year than guns. You can Google it. And here's stats. The hammers, that stat's just wrong. I saw this video. It's so embarrassing and cringy. And the worst thing with these kind of people is that they will still hold on to their point of view. They will just jump to like the next weird made up statistic and justify it that way. This is basically confirmation bias. You already have an opinion that you want to be true, and then you'll find any piece of evidence that support it. Because the world is a big place, you can find correlations with a lot of things. For example, if I were really against ice cream, I could say that the correlation, like, oh, there is a correlation between increasing the amount of ice cream you consume and the likelihood of you falling victim to crime. Like, oh my God, ice cream is so bad. But the real factor, of course, is that you eat ice cream when you're on vacation, and you're also more likely to get, for example, pickpocketed when you're traveling. So that is the causating factor. But if you take 2 parts of the resulting factor, so to say, they will look like they're correlating, even though those in themselves have nothing to do with each other. You found it a statistical side rant, but also, yes, indeed, be open to new ideas. It's good. Hey.
When I've been my text buddy and get $500 twice a week, and how old are you?
I'm 15.
Can I see your pic?
I'm a dude.
I know I'm not asking for nudes, so I just want to see who I'm chatting with.
So then what kind of scam is this?
What do you mean scam? I'm a woman of a very reputation at work, and I don't joke about reputation. You feel I'm old enough to take care.
Okay, then send a pic first.
There's a pic.
Yeah, that's just a picture of a famous person. you just picked the top photo. Blonde girl selfie. Boom. Nobody's gonna figure that out. What's up?
My cat got attacked by a coyote. I need help to share my go-get funding, gather funds for surgery. Can you help me share it?
Start by sharing it yourself and I'll take a look. There's nothing on your profile that's pretty scammy.
I tried sharing on r/cat and other subreddits, but they don't allow fundraisers. Blank.com.
That exact fundraiser is on a GoFundMe with a different cat. Gross.
That's mine.
It's 2 different cats. So you try to fake a profile for a cat that is actually someone else's to snag money from them? That is so scummy. Oh my God. 1 star.
Terrible service. Came to the spot with a few college friends and they turned down our real IDs and threatened to take them. I do not recommend drinking or dining in this place.
Hi, I am the owner who was there to witness this interaction with my servers. When you attempted to order drinks, we determined the IDs were not real based on our team training and our knowledge how to identify IDs. In addition, to validate our assumptions, we asked why you were dressed up in prom attire during prom season. You responded with, going to a formal. We asked where, as all local college formals happen in March and April, and you responded with, a formal. We're more than happy to serve all patrons 21 plus because, lost. Also, when you choose to leave a bad review after coming to a small business and trying to drink illegally, maybe hide your social media. Hope your varsity soccer season at Blorp High School went well for you. Oh, no, why would you? Oh, it's so bad. Once you get busted with this, you accept it and you move on. right? Trying to get your hands on some alcohol as like a teenager. In the US, I guess you have to be 21, which is ridiculous. But like, if you want to get your hands on alcohol when you're like 19 or 20 or whatever, like that's fine. It's not a huge crime. Drink responsibly. But when you try to shame a small business for not like aiding in that when they could be in serious legal jeopardy for doing so, maybe that's not the path to take, fam.
Let me body slam you.
Wow, y'all in the comments are down bad. This you,
Mommy, and I love you.
forget to switch account there.
Wait, he responded to himself with that?
Oh my god. Why do people do this? It's so weird. I read somewhere the number one leading theory I've had, I mean, apart from just, wanting attention and being bored and trolling online, the number one leading motivation, according to one line of logic that I read, is that accounts with a lot of karma or a lot of history or some decent followers can easily be sold to people, for example, who want to push something, advertise something, or just want to push, like, for example, a political agenda. A lot more people trust, for example, Reddit accounts with high karma accounts or Twitter accounts that have, at least a few thousand followers. So that can be what it is, or I'm assuming in this case, maybe it's just like a kid looking for attention. I don't know. r/unpopular opinion. Social media should have a link to your social security number to open an account. Lots of scams, hatred, CP abuse, and harassment people on social media without any consequences. People who say do anything with consequences cause social media profiles are anonymous. If different countries require you to attach your SSN or other government documents to open social media that you're not anonymous, a lot of such things will reduce significantly. One downside would be leaking of data, which includes your SSN. There's no way to avoid it. Then I think social media platforms should require you to input your official details to avoid the anonymity factor.
Suggesting to remove the anonymity factor on Reddit. Not such a good idea of a pitch there.
From OP. Did you forget to switch your account, OP? Oh my god. I mean, it is an interesting discussion to have because there is so much going on online with stalkers, scams, harassment, illegal activity, whatever it might be. And yes, having some sort of security with additional documentation would theoretically solve it if, they can't find a workaround with just fake IDs and stuff, which would probably be the case for more serious things. But also, I'm not too hyper about giving that kind of information to every social media giant out there, as, data gets sold and tossed around and that kind of stuff. Not to mention the safety. What happens if your accounts get hacked and whippity-whoopity, someone now has all your information. Maybe not the safest thing ever. So I think this is one of those cases where it theoretically solves certain issues that are very serious, but it also piles on top very serious issues. It solves some problems but creates more, so it's not great. Games and toys. A new rumor from inside Jeff Grubb claims that Star Wars Jedi Survivor will have multiple playable characters, not only this one. I literally said the opposite of this.
So that's my assault and Caesar squad. Can you please rate it on a scale from 1 to 10?
Cool. 8 out of 10. I had to break it to you, but not only are those not assault and this, but you forgot to switch account before complimenting yourself. But it's the only person who will compliment me, please.
Wow, my IQ is 189. I'm pretty happy.
Happiness is a relative term. You must know sadness to realize a high IQ may or may not influence emotion. Lol, there's no way your IQ is 189. That would place you as roughly the 7th most intelligent person in the world, so stop your BS. No, they took one of those online clickbaity tests. They have 250 IQ. Yum.
There is text alert. We blocked the recent ATM card withdrawal with too many incorrect PIN attempts. In response to your ATM debit card has been disabled pending verification. Please verify via secured portal. This portal is very safe.
Please die frick out here.
They tried, okay? They tried.
Why Parasite is an objectively bad movie?
Your review is garbage. No one will agree with you.
His reviews are good. You just salty has a different opinion than you.
Did you forget to log out of your main? Oh no.
I am 9 inches and thick as frick.
I am literally 16. Go away.
I'm 17. Sorry. Hit me up. 30 male looking for female.
This you?
No. What the frick? Oh my god. They know how to check my profile history. Oh, this is too much for my little brain.
My dog is 400 pounds and I can carry him like a baby.
I would love to see you try to pick up that, Roxanne. 400-pound dog is impossible, love. The biggest Great Dane recorded was 165 pounds, which is really freaking big. Danes are a strong breed and not dogs to be picked up easily.
400 pounds? You carry something with 400 pounds?
Just like that? I don't buy it, and also, what kind of dog is that? A bear?
Today, you know where this is. France. You know why this is. To fight against the tyrannical vaccine passports. Do you know who this is? Taking back the frickin' country.
No, this is Iceland fans performing a Viking clap to welcome home players. You just cropped the video to remove the watermark. Oh, boy. That's the freaking boy from It. You won't fool me.
No, it's not.
That's the freaking house in the background too. La 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 la.
Yada, fine. You want to see my actual boyfriend?
Nah, I'm good.
This is like the epitome of the, you wouldn't know my boyfriend. They go to a different school. But, no.
Why didn't you just take a random picture of a random boy instead? So it's not so easy to recognize.
Then you could at least like lived up to the lie. Come on.
Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you again soon. Goodbye. Mwah.
Aki butt. Oh, you Aki butt.
Oh, hello. How did you get into my house? Good evening. Laddies, lasses, and lasses, only wholesome vibes going on here. Today we're going to do something absolutely beautiful that I always look forward to journeying all of you through. We're going to look at r/FrickYouKaren, which is an amazing subreddit, amazing stories, and we can laugh at ridiculousness together. I do hope you enjoy it. Mwah.
And remember to do the cribbies, otherwise microphone will never stop spinning and it's gonna be horrible.
Does that work as a marketing scheme? I think so.
Oh god. It's falling apart.
Social dilemma. My 6-year-old accidentally knocked over the babysitter's laptop off the counter and it smashed. She wants me to replace it, but I don't think I owe her anything because it was an accident.
My child is destroying property, but I think it was an accident, so I don't have to do anything.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I bet this very same person would be very entitled to having something reimbursed if the roles were simply reversed. Oh dear God.
If something breaks, but it was an accident, did it really break? The social dilemma of the day. Dobby R. I went on Dollar Tree at Blorp Blorpy Blorp. Sales associate Jenny was extremely rude. She shouldn't be working around people. Maybe she didn't get any. My total was $4.31 and gave me $20 and I was trying to get to 31 cents. But she said it was too late and was doing whatever the computer said. I told her I was trying to get change and all she had to do was add 31 and 69 to get $1 because I didn't want the change. She said she couldn't. I asked why can't you do simple math? It had nothing to do with the computer. She is so ignorant. First, you don't treat customers like that. Second, it's a cash register, not computer.
It's a okay.
But usually, nowadays, it's very similar. It's like the same thing.
Third, she doesn't know how to not be rude.
That is, oh my God, that's ironic.
Oh, that's so ironic.
That is poetic in a way.
Fourth, a first grader knows how to add better than Jenny.
Aggressive customers can leave cashiers flustered. We are trained that if we are confused or thrown off balance, just hand the customer back the original change and ignore the demands. Guys like this are how cashiers get short-charged. I have learned it's always the meanest and most aggressive ones that are the scammers. They try to scare and intimidate you into compliance. That's pretty nasty. I mean, for a job like that, you're not paid to deal with this. God, is there like, you know how you get paid extra for dangerous job hazard pay? Is there a similar thing to like Karen exposure? Does that exist? Karen in Virginia says her 13-year-old biracial son won't listen to her ever since being taught CRT at his middle school. So she is suing the school.
Mother is suing son's school over CRT curriculum.
Or, I don't know, maybe your 13-year-old son won't listen to you because he's 13 years old. But also because 13-year-olds won't learn about college-level CRT and this mom is full of BS, and that's why she's on Fox News. I mean, I can't verify. I've never gone to school in the US, but it sounds pretty wild. It does sound pretty wild.
I don't think I've heard anyone
like suing a school before for like curriculum for 13-year-olds. Oh my God.
I caught my neighbor leaving his 12-year-old son home alone and he has not come back for 6 hours. Should I call CPS?
For a 12-year-old? No? I get the feeling this is the kind of neighbor that sits by their glass windows with a pair of binoculars trying to figure out what they can call the cops on in the middle of the night. Maybe this is the same person in the previous video who was going to call the cops on teenagers in hoodies with foxes that were planting grass. That was a pretty wild one. Cops called on me for performing first aid. I was at Starbucks this morning and a very young-looking employee said to the Karen in front of me, "Today is my first day. Sorry if I take an extra few seconds." And Karen replied,
"Then get me someone else. I don't want you to help me.
They were only 2 people working, and she said, the other employee is making a drink, so please wait on a second. Karen yells about them needing to hurry up. After Karen was done, it was my turn. I told the young worker to not worry about it and people are shitty. I let her know she was doing a great job. Then the color drained from her face and she said, I don't feel well. Immediately after, she fainted. I said to the other worker to get help and went around the counter to tend to her. I am fully certified. Karen starts screaming about how I'm doing it wrong and calls the police on me. She then starts screaming about needing a refund. Edit to add, she woke up right away. She could talk and was coherent. The Karen was asked to leave. The girl was fine and went and got looked at a hospital. That is so wild. Why? Oh my god. What a piece of poo. A girl could possibly be dying and you're worried about a refund? Someone should make her eat her own teeth. As a flight attendant, every flight with a medical emergency, there's also been a passenger complaining that the service was slowed or delayed because the flight attendants were busy assisting with the medical. People are a-holes. That is so what? It's a coffee. So someone has fainted. You do nothing to help the situation. You call the cops on the person actually helping, and then you demand a refund to the point where they have to escort you out. At what point does the self-awareness hit that, like, maybe I'm just doing everything worse? You know? But when does that hit? Never. Probably.
1 star. On Friday, November 1st at about 11 a.m., I stopped by this blow-up Starbucks and had the worst customer service that I've ever experienced in my life. I bought a breakfast sandwich at another Starbucks. I didn't have a chance to eat it for about an hour. I stopped at the Starbucks and asked them if they could reheat it for me. The girls at the counter, I don't have her name, said no, they can't do that. I asked why and she said it's a health violation. What is that? I asked her to make me another sandwich and she said no, we can't do that, and that I can buy another sandwich if I want. Any decent person would have either reheated that sandwich or would have offered to make me a new one. These are the type of people that would destroy your business.
The cashier at front of one of many Starbucks stores is the one that's going to bring the business to the ground, apparently. But also, no, because you bought a meal, it's no longer hot, you procrastinated eating it, they can't heat it up because of health regulations, which sound reasonable. They don't owe you a second free meal because you simply didn't eat the first one. And it's not even the same store. What are you on about? Nobody owes you anything. This is so weird. The entitlement is so strong you can taste it.
Yeah, I left my sandwich out for hours and bought it from someone else, but you are responsible for making me a new one.
Sure, lady.
BS, pronouns and labels. At the Blorp Fair, the kids' 4-H parties have caregivers in place of parents on their entry forms. They say it so they don't get offended or confuse the children. I am offended because I worked hard to be the person known as mom, aka parent.
Oh no, it's another one. Is this the same one that gates keep people that want to call themselves mom, but they had a C-section? Is this the same kind of person?